In this video, I just want to emphasize the point that we recall points into traverses to generate our line work. And we're going to see this in lots of videos, in lots of ways to do this using point codes, drawing commands. I'm just going to show you a couple here real quick and talk about the line work that we're generating. So here I've got a bunch of foundation ties. I can turn this traverse on or off. And I've used line work to show me where those ties are at, because I want visually to say, yeah, this is what I did in the field. I picked up foundations here, here, and here on these lots, all from one point, using another monument out there as a backsite. So I'm going to make sure that my field data is accurately representing what I did out there in the field. And then I want to start using this for some drawing. So I think you've seen this in some of the other videos that I can go into any one of these traverses here. And I can say, okay, here are all the points 2-1 through 2-, let's see what it is here, 15 that were part of this foundation, just a side shots that I took. So I'm going to right click and say I want to add those to a traverse. And I'm going to tell Traverse PC that I'm going to convert those control points. And I'm just going to tell it how I want to see this drawn. So I'm going to choose one called Foundations. That'll set the attributes on the lines and symbols and point labels, that sort of thing. I choose OK, and Traverse PC adds that traverse to the survey for me and draws it. So if I turn off my foundation ties, I still have that traverse there. And I didn't label it, so it just called it 1. So that's how I create a line work now, simply by creating a traverse to draw this thing for me. The great thing about having a traverse in place now is that I can do traverse things. So I can double click this and say I want to label the lines, put distances on those, or I want to come in and fill this with a solid silver color so that it's filled in. And I have all the advantage to work on all those lines, all those points at once because they're in a traverse. Let's turn our foundation traverse back on. Let me show you just another way I might do this. I'm going to double click to go into these settings. And I don't want to draw lines now. I just want the points out here. And I'm going to zoom in. Now, one of the neat things we give you in Traverse PC is that I zoomed in, and as I zoom in, I still have points over the top of each other. Okay. But I've got this zoom points option that separates that out. And now I just have whatever size I specified, regardless of how far in I zoom. So I can zoom in as far as I want, and those points are always going to be just whatever size they were. And now it's real easy for me to come in and say, oh, well, I can connect the dots easily here by add points to traverse. And I'm going to call this foundation lot 3. Okay. And again, I'm going to pick the type I want. I'm going to tell it only let me select existing survey points, so I won't accidentally just click somewhere and get a traverse I don't want. And then I'm going to insert this before foundation ties. So now I can come in here and say, oh, I want this point. I'm going to go to this point. Notice I can click the symbol or the label, so I can put the cursor over the symbol or over the label. It doesn't really matter. Just I want to get close to it. And as quickly as I can come in here and just select these points, I'm not sure I got that last. We'll just keep going here and see if I did. Here we go. Get this 7, 8. And I've got some background clearing on I could turn off so I could see those labels a little more clearly. I didn't bother to do that here. And then I'm going to come back to point 13 here and then enter to tell Traverse PC I'm all done. And it asks me if I want to do that again. And I say, no, I don't want to do that again. And now I've got my traverse. So if I drop back out to my foundation ties here and see everything else, I just created this traverse like I did the previous one. And of course, I could come in now and do the same thing I did before. Fill that with a solid color. That would be fine. And I can check to see how that traverse started and ended, make sure I got the right points on that or whatever. But I just wanted to show you that no matter how you get points into a traverse, It's the traverse then that does the line work for us. And the advantage of having a traverse do the line work is that not only can I draw the lines, but I can label the lines, fill the area, do all kinds of things because I've got all those points grouped together. But I'm focusing here on the line work and how that works.